Hello, my name is Asya IMP, and today I'll be presenting about the RLC disaster. So the RLC is a huge terminal lake between the countries of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan in the Central Asian deserts, and it was once the fourth largest saltwater sea lake in the world. However, in the early 1960s, it started drying due to unsustainable cotton production of the Soviet Union. As you can see by the picture, by 2007, the RLC had shrunk 3 times the size of its 1976. So today in the presentation, I will go over the impacts for the populations as well as the environmental impacts of the RLC disaster. Then I will touch up on the already existing solution for Kazakhstan's afforestation project. Then I will present a more environmentally and cost-friendly solution for the RLC disaster. So according to Deniz et al. From the Frontiers in Marine Science, the RLC's region decreased by over 90%, whereas the salinity increased by over 100 grams per liter, and according to a 2023 study, which increased the contamination and made it dangerous and also made the RLC inhabitable. So the RLC supported huge fishing industry before it collapsed. Fishing industry was an ancient practice and also the main source of income in the region. However, due to the drought and contamination of the RLC, it collapsed in the early 1980s. And this led to the increase of food insecurity and mass migrations in the region. According to Lloyd et al. From Journal of Disaster Research, 85% of Karakalpak people said that they feel nostalgic feelings for the traditional fishing methods and cultural and musical events in the region. So aside from economic reasons, the RLC was also culturally significant for the people. So according to Johan Norberg, nostalgia is necessary, but not a governing philosophy. So Johan Norberg argues that nostalgia can distort reality and make people resistant to change. However, he also argues that we must take action and solve the problems that nostalgia creates. So for 20 years, Kazakhstan has not implemented any restoration projects for the RLC disaster because they thought that it would decrease the cultural and historical significance of the lake. However, by the time it was seen as dangerous, it was too late to convert back. So it is clear that we must take action now and international help must be utilized for it. So the RLC led to a domino effect, whereas the fishing industry collapsed, there was a loss of job opportunities in the region, which led to huge mass migrations for fishermen and farmers, where they immigrated to Russia, and the region suffered from severe economic loss, which led to the public health crisis and environmental damage in the region. So some of the environmental damage in the region include the extinction of 24 species of fish, contamination, toxic pollution, and toxic dust storms. So these toxic dust storms spread beyond the region and the Central Asian diaspora, impacting the public health. According to Lloyd et al., 70% of Karakalpak's population suffer from serious chronic disease, as well as cancer rates and hepatitis B rate increase. Also, according to a 2003 study, only 5% of birds were considered healthy out of 3,000. So this begs the question, how can risks caused by the RLC disaster be mitigated while maintaining the cultural significance of the river and the autonomy of the community? So Kazakhstan has already, since the late 1970s, has already implemented a pilot afforestation project, or this is also called tree planting. So tree planting was aimed to stabilize the runoff and also improve the biodiversity and trap the toxic dust storms in the region. However, there were more limitations than the plausibility. It was deemed to be dangerous and unethical because it put the workers of the afforestation project in danger because they were always in close contact with the contaminants, which would lead to health problems. And also the salinity and the contamination, as well as the shifting sands in the region, is not a suitable environment for the trees to live and thrive in. And also the high cost of $85 million was much over the budget for the Kazakh government. As well, it was not an immediate project, it was slow paced. So my solution to the RLC disaster would be to make RLC a new World Heritage Site by UNESCO. So even though this may seem implausible because UNESCO holds very rigid expectations for what should be deemed as a World Heritage Site, UNESCO started to recognize sites in danger. And whereas also you can see RLC was recognized by UNESCO and also included in the guidebook and also given some solutions for this problem. If RLC was to become a UNESCO World Heritage Site, there will be more immediate action, there will be more funding, and also increased ecotourism, which would possibly lead to increase in job opportunities in the area. As well, there will be worldwide awareness of the issue. So some examples of the implementation for UNESCO World Heritage Site is Everglades National Park. So Everglades National Park has been endangered due to water mismanagement for over 19 years. And as a World Heritage Site, UNESCO invested $7.1 billion through the 1999 Everglades Provision Restoration provision. And this really helped Everglades to improve the native wildlife in the region, also increase the biodiversity, and yeah.
1 minute.
However, the limitation for the World Heritage Site would be a loss of autonomy of the community. However, this could be prevented if the decision-making process is given to the local communities and governments of the Central Asian diaspora. Also, it's clear that international help must be utilized because of due to the clear lack of resources and money of the region. So, as a conclusion, even regarding all the limitations of the solution, since there will be increased funding, international awareness, and the UNESCO World Heritage Site for RLC would be a cheaper, faster, and more efficient solution, and would slowly give back to the people and the environment of the RLC region. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Asya. We're going to go straight to oral defense, okay? What evidence did you gather that you didn't use? Why did you choose not to use it?
So I gathered the possible projects that the UNESCO could do. For example, implementing a public health initiative in the region. However, I decided not to include this because there was not enough resources since it was a very sensitive topic for the Kazakh government, and there was not many resources. Exactly how many public health initiatives there are in the region. So I had to discard this idea for now. Thank you.
Okay, next question. If you had more time, what additional research would you conduct related to this issue?
If I had more time for this research, I will look into how specifically for the environmental aspect of RLC could be improved. For example, I could have included more research on maybe including the Amudarya River stream and maybe having more resources into how the RLC could be filled again. And yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. You are done.